going on, guys? Welcome back to another video, and in this video we're going to be installing the Phoenix Automotive radio system Apple CarPlay feature. Now this piece was around $80 on their website, and I bought this after the fact because originally I bought this radio system getting the idea that, you know what, I'm not gonna need the Apple CarPlay because it already has the mirror link, it has the internet, it has the radio, it has the Bluetooth, all the features I would ever want inside this radio system. And as time went on, I started to realize that having that Apple CarPlay for some of the features, as in like navigation, for example, or even the Internet Explorer, or even just getting simple contact phone calls on my phone, would be a lot easier to have that Apple CarPlay, but also at the same time too, give it that more modern appeal. And you might be questioning, why did I just repeat myself with the internet and the navigation and everything like that? The issue with that is the fact that on this, you actually have to have a Wi-Fi connection in order for everything to work. For example, the Explorer part, you have to have Wi-Fi in order to search anything up online. For example, YouTube, TikTok, or figure out what the weather is, or you have ointment that you have to go buy or something because you have a rash in your ass. Like, it could be literally anything that you can search up over on this system. And the same goes with the navigation as well, because it does run off Google and you do need some Wi-Fi in order to make that work. Now you can make it work off your hotspot on your phone, but I'm not trying to run that every single time I turn on the car, because as of right now, my phone is already starting to get a little hot. And before I even started this video, I jumped right into the mix of installing this Apple CarPlay, and no, I did not plug it in just yet. I just wanted to get set up to make sure it doesn't look like I'm just completely dumbfounded when I start this video. But the only thing I started with, and I didn't end up recording it, was I ended up putting this HTTP code inside the Internet Explorer, and I did use my hotspot on my phone in order to make that work. And all I did is just went through the simple steps of what it was asking me to do on those instructions, and from there, install it, download it, and I end up putting it into my file manager, because once you click that, you go to your downloads, it'll show autokit.apk, and that right there, I'm going to want to click that, and from there, I'm going to want to install it. And installing it, it's going to ask you, do you want to install this application? Well, clearly, because I want to make this shit work. Of course, I'm going to go ahead and install it. The app got installed, and we're going to want to open it. Please insert the product. I got to unplug this whole thing. Okay, don't do what I just did. You might want to unplug the unit in first before you go ahead and start doing all this. I could have probably restart this whole process all over again, but it's no big deal. At least I'm causing the mistake, so when you guys jump right into it, you guys aren't going to run into the same issue as I did. That's one thing that sucks about this remote, is that it just doesn't work anymore. It doesn't matter. Oh, there it goes, of course, when I'm walking away. I always get it confused, so I feel like when I open this, all the things are going to fall out the moment I open it.
Careful, SpongeBob. SpongeBob, careful.
Okay. I think what we're going to be using is a 7mm. We're just going to pull this bad boy out. And I'm going to throw this out, and more than likely this won't be the size, but let's hope that it is. And I forgot you got to put it in neutral. One thing I do want to point out too is when you do put the car in neutral, if you have an automatic or if you have a manual, to make sure that you at least put the e-brake up or even have your foot on the brake, because if you don't, you're going to be rolling right down the hill and you won't even be thinking twice about this radio system anymore. So it looks like it's a 7mm, so what we're going to be doing is undo these two bolts. You got one here, you also got one back there, and this whole thing should pop out with a little bit of force. Now to expose my rat's nest back here, because a lot of you guys are going to be like, bro, how much there's so many wires? It's crazy. It's like, well, yeah, no shit, because it's a radio. It's going to have wires. So when you open this up, there should be a USB port in the back over here, and you're going to have two little female connectors, but they are tagged up, and it looks like this one says USB 2, and then the other one says SB00. Okay, well, we'll find out the moment we plug all of them in and hope that it works. I'm just gonna start off with the USB 2 because that's the one I know of the most. Now, one thing that I realized about this system is that it does have a USB port at the bottom, and I did buy the wireless system, so it should work with just my Bluetooth on. We're gonna go back to File Manager. My screen is dirty. Go to Downloads, AutoKit APK, and remember, you're gonna have to download that on the Internet Explorer with your hotspot, and you're going to be having to type in this little code that's up top. And yes, we are going to install it. You want to install it? Of course I do. On open, once you open that up, it should pop up this big green screen that we saw earlier, and it says allow the kit to access photos, media files. So sure, why not? Go have fun. Allow the kit to access the device location. Sure, upgrade. I don't think you necessarily have to do that, but I'm just clicking allow because I really just don't want to go through all the extra unnecessary steps in case it doesn't work, so I have to go figure out and just retrace my steps.
9,999, 10,000.
To figure out why it didn't work in the first place. Plug on it went from blue to green, and I also realized up top that it also says AutoKit 61FC, and that wasn't there before. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go on my Bluetooth on my phone, see if it pops up here, and as I can see, it popped up right over in this section and can access your phone while it's locked. Do I really want to do that? Yeah, I do. And it looks like it worked. Damn, this was actually a lot easier than I thought. The only thing I don't like about this already is that background, so I'm gonna have to figure out how to change that at some point soon. So everything is hooked back up in here, and I'm honestly really liking this system. It's very clean, it's very simple, it's not too confusing to work with. And as you guys can see right here, this is exactly what I have. Here's a phone feature where obviously we all know what a phone does, and it has all your different contacts, and you also have your maps feature on here. So if you're looking for anything like, for example, gas stations, parking, restaurants, coffee, etc., then it has all those different features just like your iPhone. You also have over here the 92 different messages I still haven't answered yet. We have all my different contacts. Again, very similar, if not exactly the same as the original one that's on your phone. We also have the now playing feature, and I was originally listening to Juice WRLD, and it's actually a really clean, nice feature on here as well. And I keep saying that over and over again, but it's just simple, subtle, not too over the top. Then we're gonna move to the next section as well, and that is whatever the car feature does. Oh, it just brings you right back to the main screen. We're gonna go right back into the apps list. As you guys can see up top, we have the auto kit, and that's the exact feature that we just installed. So we're gonna go click on that. And then from there, it's gonna show all the different features again. And you probably also have your calendar as well. That gives you all the different dates and times, which doesn't look like this thing's really working too well because it's telling me about events, and I have no events going on. So, I mean, it goes to show how enthusiastic my life is going. And then you also got the settings as well, and it shows you all the different little features as in wallpapers, which I just changed a second ago because I could not stand that last wallpaper. The driving focus, so I'm assuming to make sure that you don't go on your phone while you're driving. The appearance, if you want it dark or white. Ooh, that's pretty nice too. I kind of like the white feature. Oh no, hell no, it brings that ugly ass background again. And then suggestions for dashboards, so I don't really ever use the Siri part of this, but I'm assuming that if you wanted to add Siri on here, I'm not 100% sure how to, you might have to find another video on that. And if you do find a video talking about the Siri part, let me know in the comment section down below. Maybe it's a good feature to use on this car. I really don't know.
Can I have something to eat?
No.
It's not too overly cluttered. There's not too many apps. It's just the basic needs so you could drive around in comfortability. From the little use that I've used on this Apple CarPlay already, I'm already starting to like all the simple features on it. It's not too much where I'm starting to get distracted while I'm driving. And this is a really cool thing to have if you're looking to have something very simple and not have all these different apps you got to focus on all the time. And what's nice is it's already connected to your phone's Wi-Fi, and I end up turning the hotspot off on my phone. So what's cool about that is I don't have to have my hotspot on anymore, and all these different features will work without me having to connect to the hotspot, and it just runs straight from the Wi-Fi on my phone. Even though this unit offers all these other different features like the apps, the navigation, all that, and etc., it was just a lot easier for me to go on my phone originally because I wouldn't be able to access it without a hotspot or even a Wi-Fi source. But now with this Apple CarPlay, it just works with all entwined with one another, and it works extremely well from what I can see. Love to hear your guys' responses. So thank you guys all so much for watching today's video, and I hope to see you guys in the next one.